If you're a marketer or agency owner who wants results like these, aka making more than 20K a month, but without the hustle, without the grind, without feeling so overwhelmed that you actually end up hating the same business you were so passionate about, then this video will give you the missing keys to doing exactly that. And spoiler, it's not about adding more business coaching to the already tons of business coaching programs you've already invested in without necessarily seeing the return that you wanted. Because here's the truth. If you've sold once, if you've made $2,000 once or $5,000 a month, it means you can make $50,000 a month, but not with who you are currently being. Because all of those case studies that you've seen, like Muzz, for example, he went 3 months without making any sales, and then all of a sudden something changed and he made $20,000 one month, and then the second month he closed a deal for $30,000 without changing his strategies, without buying another course from the business influencers, business gurus. Because when Muzz came to me, he thought he needed more lead gen, right? He needed a better lead gen strategy, a better sales strategy. I'm like, Muzz, sure, let's talk about it.
But it really wasn't about the tactic of how to get those clients. It was about the mindset of what I really believed about myself that really got to make the shift.
But I gave him what he actually needed. And hopefully I'll give you what you need right now in this video. Same with Jessica. Jessica was making $10,000 a month, but she was working like a maniac. She hated her business.
Business was incredibly stressful and life was really non-existent. I felt like I had no purpose outside of making money. I never felt good. I was always stressed, always looking for the next client. Where are they going to come from? Always freaking out about money.
But in the second month of us working together, she made $20,000 working so much less. And then the third month, she made $18,000 and she couldn't work at all because she was bedridden with COVID. Why? Why is this happening? It's the same reason why some of your peers use the same strategies that you have and they're making millions. While you're there sitting by the sidelines and wondering what's wrong with you. Here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you inherently. But there's some elements on the surface that literally block the clients that you love from coming to you, from chasing you. And you're still out there doing outreach every single day, doing content that you feel is really good but doesn't really connect with the right people. I'm not talking about views right now. You can get 10 views, but if they're the right people, your business is set. I'm not talking about volume. I'm talking about quality. It's the reason why nothing seems to work. No matter how many business strategies and tactics you throw at it, it's still keeping you, you're still kind of stuck. You're kind of the same as last year. Here's what needs to change. You need to change. But again, I'm not saying there's something wrong with you. Let me be specific in terms of what needs to change. And yes, I realize I'm filming this in the mountains talking about business because business is a climb. But the question is, are you enjoying the journey? Are you letting your soul soar? And briefly, we're going to circle back to that. Here's the thing. Here's what needs to change. Here's exactly what I did with these people that you saw earlier that made the biggest difference. Limiting beliefs. That's number one. There's actually 2 more components to it, but this is the first one. If you believe that you have to work hard, that the only way forward is working hard, you're still in that employee mindset where you're exchanging your time for money. That's not what business owners do. Business owners use leverage They're thinking, how can I get the most out of this? Make this hour that I'm spending working right now, how can I make it more and more and more valuable? Yes? Business owners have the belief of, I prioritize leverage. And this is a conversation that I have with all of my clients. I say, start your day with the biggest leverage point. And your biggest leverage point right now is this coaching that we are doing together. Because this is going to shift your mind, and your mind is your money maker. The more you amplify your mind and your heart, the more money you will make. So this is the biggest leverage point that you can have right now in this moment. Messing around with your thinking, with your confidence. And that's point number 2. After you've cleaned up those limiting beliefs, reprogrammed your mind to have new limiting beliefs, you need to elevate your confidence. Do you think the Muzz that went 3 months without sales, do you think that version could have closed a $30,000 deal with one client? Absolutely not. So what was required is for him to start really believing in himself and be 100% confident in the value of his service, that he could deliver on the promise. That's what's missing. That's what a lot of marketers do. They're afraid to charge higher prices because what if this client pays me and then they don't get the result? Well, they don't get the result because you're not leading your clients with confidence. To say, hey, if you don't give me what I need to do my job, to do my work as a marketer, or you do this silly stuff that I think is a bad idea, here's what's probably going to happen. Scenario A. Scenario B, you do follow through on my advice as a marketer. That's the reason why you hired me for, right, as an agency. And you get result B. Up to you, right? You give them the choice, but you are detached. Detachment is a sign of tremendous confidence. That's point number 2. The way you show up, your confidence in the sales call, your confidence in the marketing and the content is more valuable than any strategy you're using right now. That's what most of your marketer friends don't understand, who are probably still stuck. That's what your marketer friends who are killing it also understand. It's about how much do you believe? How much are you sold on the value of your service? And the third component, this is where most business coaching programs completely fail. You need personalized business strategy. Most programs give you cookie cutter advice. Just because it worked for your millionaire coach doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You probably already know that. You have a different niche. You have a different business. You have a different service. You have a unique way of showing up. Example, just because your business coach is famous on YouTube doesn't mean you have to do YouTube videos. You might do exceptionally well in text format. You might do exceptionally well not being on the internet at all. I know it sounds weird, like as a marketer, as an agency owner. Yeah, you don't need to be on the internet. You could just network in real life and provide amazing services with your digital marketing services online. But you don't need to do exactly what these people do. You need something that fits you perfectly. Because if you are excited about the business strategy, you're going to show up for it. You're going to show up as your full self. And when you are showing up as your full self, nobody can compete with you because there's only one of you. That's the best way of standing out in the market, right? Fourth element has to do with the reason why we are in the mountains, has to do with the reason why I've been showing you these beautiful drone shots of these beautiful Carpathian mountains throughout this video. And the reason why you're still watching is because you feel it inside of you. Your soul, your heart wants to feel that freedom that you've been seeing, that these drone shots are giving you the feeling of. There's no financial freedom without inner freedom first. None. So what does that look like, specifically in your business? You know you are living in that state of freedom, that state of soaring like an eagle, when you love the journey. This is the biggest mindset component, the biggest one that I've seen in my clients and in myself as well. When you are detached from a specific outcome and you are doing the work, you're showing up for your business, for your clients, because you love it so much, regardless of the outcome, that is when life gives you the outcome. That is when life showers you with the outcome. And you don't have to do much. That's when people start chasing you. So how can you love the journey? Can you be at peace with failing? Because the warriors who are not afraid to die are the ones who have the winning edge. Mm-hmm. So my question for you, if you already, let's pretend like this is an identity shifting tool right now. Let's pretend you already had the outcome. Let's pretend you already had the millions of dollars in the bank. And you really, really loved the journey. You didn't need the money, but instead of like, oh, I have to do the marketing, I have to do the sales calls, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I love doing this so much. I don't care if this video works or it doesn't work. I don't care if this sales call leads to a sale or it doesn't. I'm just gonna have as much fun as possible. What would that look like? What would that feel like? You're probably gonna feel like Thor in the snow. Yeah. Whereas without it, you're just chasing your tail, right? A lot of effort, a lot of work, but you're not covering that much ground, are you? It's time to change. It's time to change from within. Because the more you allow limiting beliefs to lead your life, the more you show up without confidence. You're either 100% or you're zero. There's no in between. The more you just use these cookie cutter strategies that you're getting from most business coaching programs, where it's like getting a one size fits all suit, you just look and feel stupid. The more you're like, I have to get something out of this, the more you're going to be stuck. You probably have extensive experience with this up until this point, right? You've been living like this for years now. It's time for something different. It's time to change. And to do that, funny enough, you need Goku's mindset. Because if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, or even if you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, you need to watch this video to crack 10K months consistently, 20K months consistently, and go above to 50K, 100K. You need this mindset.